Check out our online training programs. If you're a competitor in CrossFit, check out TTT Compete. For those of you that want to look good and feel good, check out TTT Fitness. Head to trainingthinktank.com for more info. I just finished working out, and I thought you were talking. I didn't know I had to get pretty for this. We're ready? All right, welcome to New Show.
It's New Show, it's New Show. Why is it called New Show? Nobody knows. It's New Show.
We got a new person that's going to commentate this workout, but I'm not going to tell you about that. First, I'm going to tell you the workout. This workout is from December 8th of the RX Path and TTT Compete in our current training cycle. Oh, I'll explain the workout since we're zoomed in. It's 3 sets. 6 wall walks, 500-meter row, 20 kipping handstand push-ups, 20 box jump overs, 24 and 20 inches, and then 40 push-ups. At the end of this, it's rest as needed, and you repeat that for 3 sets. In our current training cycle, we are training to end this cycle with our Winter is Coming competition. And we're getting ready to move into our open prep cycle, which means we're doing all of the open style movements, but some of the workouts are more interval based. When we get into the next training cycle, they're gonna look more Metcon oriented. So instead of seeing 3 sets with rest as needed, we'll start to see 3 rounds for time of this type of workout. I forgot which week exactly in this cycle we're in, but we're 2 weeks out from the end of the cycle. I'm gonna watch. Brandi and Mia are gonna be our 2 demo athletes, and our surprise host for today's training session is Travis, the Pacey Warrior Mayer. He's a friend to everyone. All right, I'll see you in a minute, or he will.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the New Show. We have Brandi and Mia about to do some fitness for us, as you just heard from El Maxwell. So we just waiting till they start? Are you guys ready? Am I the one that's supposed to start this? Well, I don't know who decided to choose both of them for this workout, but let's be honest. They should have chose maybe Jake Berman to just demo this by himself, because this is, I love both of them, but Jake Berman is very good at all of these movements, and we're about to watch both of them implode and blow up to some degree. So I hope you guys are buckled in. We're getting ready to go on a ride. Maxwell's still trying to figure out how to use and operate a clock. Mia is not ready and is walking away. And ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and we are off. So starting off, you have the standard of both hands start on the line, fingertips touch, and then all the way at the back, then any part of the palm on both of them make contact. You got a few different kind of styles here with this wall walk. I like the way Brandi kind of does it. For me, that feels a little more comfortable, of almost like walking yourself up, but Mia seems to have a much faster cadence, and she's back, was that 1, 2, 3, almost 4 steps. And now Mia in the lead. She's gonna have more rest in a minute. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a smile. I told her before the workout started we'd get one. And there's one. So now they're off to a 500-meter row. If this was me doing the workout, I would do a pace that's probably around 85, 90% effort, something somewhat uncomfortable, but that you can sustain. The paces they are at, ladies and gentlemen. We got a 157 and a 159. Brandi's at 28 strokes per minute. Mia's at 29. So this would be the point of the workout where you would start to kind of recover, let your shoulders kind of get the lactic acid out before you're about to go into the kipping handstand push-ups. And Maxwell has a question.
If this workout was calories on the rower versus meters, how would it change your mind about how to approach it?
Whoa, this thing is awesome. I would say if it's calories, I would definitely push the pace a little bit more. And I think it also varies on how this is sets and not a Metcon piece, where if it was a Metcon piece, then you could approach it a little different. But I would definitely probably, seeing calories count down is way easier to me than watching it count to 500 meters.
Yeah, the other thing about calories is that the speed transfers into accumulating calories a lot faster. So if you row at 1,800 calories per hour versus 1,200, you get through that calories at such a faster rate, whereas that effort in meters like this is not really rewarded as much. So it's a little bit more of a slower, methodical pace. Both of these paces, so they're like at 2 minutes. Yeah, elite males, what would you hold? Like a 150, high 140s? Yeah, 145. And both of them are pretty large athletes in terms of comparing to CrossFit athletes. They're both tall and kind of built for rowing, which means they're perfectly built for the push-ups.
Perfectly built. They, if there was a movement they were built for, it was definitely the movements in between all the pushing and pressing. So next, now going on to the kipping handstand push-up. Using the good old open standard. That's something I think everybody should train, is then when the open comes around, everybody gets thrown off. I mean, so one thing at the top that I would say for both of them is work about keeping your feet inside the, hey, ladies, get your feet closer together. But that's just definitely a standard. If you have someone at your gym watching you, just those little things add up in the open and throughout the year, where I know Max will randomly yell things at me when I'm training and doing things. So from that side of things, I think training it frequently is very important. So now to they both went unbroken on the kipping handstand push-up. Now to the box jump over. This would be the kind of part of the workout where I would try to push a little bit, because I know regardless I'm going to be resting when I get to the hand release push-ups, and I think the same thing's going to be happening to them. Just try to get through this quick and then break up into small sets from the beginning. Don't try to do big sets. Small sets, maybe 3 4s, 10 sets of 4, something like that, I think is going to be beneficial. What's interesting, though, is watching both of their techniques. I would stay lateral and not rotate at all, more kind of like Mia. Brandi has a lot of rotation and spinning in circles, which makes me very dizzy.
She just yelled, well, I'm dizzy too. Yeah, when Mia was doing the box jump, she started with a lateral bounding technique and then moved to the step off, but they finished at about the same time, so not really much separation. This is really where most of the workout is, and this is basically what happens if it's a workout like Murph. We're going to be sitting here watching these push-ups for a while, Trav.
Yep. So we probably have about 3 minutes here. I mean, you don't think so? For 40? They're what, 9 or 10 in? Okay, yeah, that's accurate. So we got at least 2 minutes. Yeah, definitely a little bit different technique. Brandi seems to keep her arms a little more in, kind of like a tricep push-up. Mia has her arms a little bit further out. And as you can already tell, these have already started to deteriorate quite a bit. But that's definitely a lot of pressing, even regardless of whatever fitness level you're at. Doing the wall walks blows up your shoulders a lot more into the kipping handstand push-up portion.
This movement, too, comes out in the CrossFit Games season. It's been in one open workout, and then it's obviously in Murph every year, and it's been at the CrossFit Games twice, which you've done.
I have.
A couple times.
I still feel like it's too hard to say.
Yeah, it's a really difficult movement to hold a standard on, but it is a good movement to just be able to train and transfer into burpees, into strict handstand push-ups, if they bring out bench press again like Linda. Although I find that people can be good at push-ups and not as good at bench press, hence my friend Travis Mayer.
Much better at push-ups.
Yeah. What do you think about resting strategy? So Mia's in kind of like a, I don't know what you would call that, elbow knee position, and Brandi's stretching her arms out. I lay down on the ground.
Yeah, I feel like it varies on what the standard actually is. If you're allowed to rest on the ground and then start and initiate, because if you are, then I would lay down flat, just lift my arms and then start again. But if you have to complete at the top, then I would probably do more so what Brandi does, where you just rock back, quick little break, then you go right back into it. It's almost the same position as she's going into wall walk, as you'll see kind of in the second set. She kind of pushes her hips back and then starts walking up the wall.
Ooh, she's done.
And so now we are done at 6 minutes and 9 seconds for the first round. 6:12. Oh, that was a great race. We have Mia 1, Brandi 0. Who's going to take the second one, ladies and gentlemen? Brandi, I'll give you a raise. I'm going to give you a raise. You bring it out this next one.
This is going to be a long video. What's your rest times going to be, you think? 2 minutes? No. 10? You want 3 minutes? Let's go at 9. Just a tiny bit outside your comfort zone.
I'm fine with more rest. Everybody wants more rest, but I think you got to push them outside their comfort zone. So right now, you give them another 2 minutes. Now you have 2 minutes from now. That's 3 minutes of rest. I think that's fair.
Does Chris have a question?
Do you have a question, Chris?
You want to talk for this period or be cut?
Oh, yeah, we could be cut.
We can be cut or keep talking, whatever you want to
See you
do.
later. Oh, and we're back.
Oh, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. They took about a 3.5 minute break. They are now going to be starting set number 2. I got my money on Brandi this one. I think she's going to really bring the heat because I told her she'd get a raise. And by a raise, that means she's going to be getting the local wood fire grill this Friday for our Christmas party. But we had first one, Mia at 6:06, next one at 6:11. Real question's going to be how much of a drop-off, Maxwell?
I'm going to say they're going to be sustainable. What do you think?
I'm going to disagree with that.
How many
I'm
minutes?
going to say at least 30 seconds.
Okay.
And ladies, you were starting in 10 seconds.
Please match your time.
Please fall off by a few seconds so I win. 3, 2, 1, beep. All right. From who? Me? Oh, so we have Brandi with a little bit faster pace out of the beginning. So one thing to note is when you are going back out, the little fingertips just shy that it looks like Brandi could be at, you need to make sure you clean those up.
Yeah, the other thing too, Mia, I think, has obsessed over her gymnastics positions a little bit more recently, but with Brandi, little things like the feet kind of wide at the top and then sliding down at the end like that. When you see those reps, sometimes those can get called as no reps, and that could be super costly on a movement that takes 7 seconds to do 1 rep.
And it's super fatiguing when you get a no rep. Yeah. It is not very fun when you hear the word no rep on a wall walk because you use a lot of wasted time. So
Give me that mic, man. We don't want you having that damn mic. Oh, here's Becky over here doing some shrugs. Look at her laughing. Hey, stay focused over there. She's doing a training program from TTT Fitness in the bodybuilding path. Becky's always getting jacked. All right, let's see if pace is where they are right now on these rows. So same pace. Mia's at around 201, 203, 28 strokes per minute. Her damper's set at about 5. Brandi is a little slower in stroke per minute, so 26 strokes per minute, 25 strokes a minute, but same pace, and her damper setting is like right in the middle of 6. So a little bit of different strategies. That kind of happens over time. Where do you put your damper?
I usually keep my damper around a 6 pretty much for everything. When I do a max effort, when I do a 2K, 1K, 500s, really I just keep it consistent there, and for me that seems to be carrying over the best. I don't really ever bump it over an 8 or a 10, ever.
What's your stroke per minute? What's your stroke per minute?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like it varies on what the actual workout is or what's actually happening, if it's calories or if it's a row.
Here's Cena over here doing some knees over toes squats, heels elevated. She's training for some high rocks and general fitness stuff. So she does a little bit of blend of training. She's our on-site intern. A little bit of blend of training of, it's small for the camera. A little bit of training from TTT Compete, from TTT Fitness, some of her own training for high rocks. So she kind of mixes and matches.
You see Ryan over there. Ryan's really putting the TTT Fitness to the test.
Yeah, he is. Look at that nice cadence and that nice salt and peppery beard he's got going on over there. Take this damn mic back.
All right, so they're coming up, about to finish, hop off. Brandi kind of finished with a 159, Mia at a 257. That is one thing to note when you are finishing the row. Just pull all the way through. Me and Max have worked on that for years of just not the little baby pulls at the end. Just keep pulling all the way through. It saves you a lot of time.
We'll see if the pressing from the push-ups in set 1 affects these handstand push-ups. If you remember, they both did the first set unbroken. And really, the density of this workout in terms of where most of the time is going to be won or lost would be push-ups. If somebody could come in and do the push-ups like 20, 10, 10, which some people with really good body weight skill might be able to do, that's going to save far more time than you can really save on any of the other movements. Wall walks are inherently slow, 500-meter rows, pretty slow. Ooh, Brandi took the lead. Trav's excited about it. He's got his money on her. And then, so the only difference right now, Brandi kept the same strategy from the beginning. Mia just decided to do step up the entire time. I'm with Travis here, though. I think I'd stay a little bit more lateral if I were doing these, but I'm not a games athlete, so what do I know?
You know something. You've helped train a games athlete. But I would say, yeah, definitely staying lateral. I mean, you already know you're going to be resting when you get to the push-up portion, so just sprinting through this as fast as you can just to get to the ground, because you're going to lay there and you can kind of let your heart rate calm down on its own and just move. I know they want a little bit more rest almost from the handstand push-up into the push-up, so this is kind of their recovery before that. And so Brandi's a couple reps ahead, and just those little things of fast transition now to dropping straight down.
So they have about 2 minutes, or maybe a little bit less than 2 minutes, to get through the 40 push-ups. This will be interesting so you don't need that many training sessions of a movement like push-ups to improve upon it. And it's obviously not one of the most tested movements, so it shouldn't take up a huge portion of your training. But if you do know how to strategize these and get through them, it can be really valuable. So when they go through this whole session, they'll have an idea of what their push-up rep per minute pace is. So if a workout did come out and it was, dense in push-ups, they would know, even after just one session and looking back through their training results, if they kept quality results, how they broke them up. So to say, I broke it into singles after 30 to the last 10, that type of information can be really valuable, so that your first attempt in a qualifier like the Open is better, because generally your second attempt is always better after doing it. So the tighter you can get and closer you can get to your peak performance on that first run, the better your overall score is.
And I'm really good at logging my results, as Max would tell everybody. Some years I'm good at it. But it does help when you actually need to go back and actually look at what you're trying to do and accomplish. As you can see, the speed of rep has started to take a little bit of a hit, and we have started to slow down some.
16:06 and 16:11 to
so
match their time.
My guess was still that they were going to be 30 seconds about off of what that is. And at this rate, it almost seems like it.
Oh, so they were, if they finished by 16:06 or 16:11 on that camera, that would be the same pace that they did in the first round. Travis, I said they'd match their time. They're looking a little slow on these push-ups now, though. Travis said at least 30 seconds, so we'll see. So there's 16:06. So Mia did not meet her pace. Brandi has one more second. She did not meet her pace. Max loses, I think, in this argument here. This is the first argument I've ever lost to Travis. So you guys now get to see this on YouTube.
All live and all on the camera.
It's not live. It's edited.
It's not edited. They don't edit this at all. This is all straight run through. But yeah, I mean, you can just definitely tell that the push-ups are going to slow down and break down from the second round.
So this is a type of thing that can be really valuable to train burpees for female athletes specifically. A lot of times the pressing speed starts to really break down off the floor, and doing dense sessions like this for push-ups, even though it's not as fast and ballistic as burpees, can really help with just training the pressing musculature to endure under fatigue if it's something like power snatches or shoulder to overhead and burpees. But it is also grinding and difficult. 17:01, 7:01, Trav was right. So Brandi was 50 seconds slower, and Mia was about a minute slower than their first. They're going to take a longer break here, I'm guessing. We'll try to, maybe we'll give them a one-to-one work to rest on this. But that means I'm not going to sit here and talk to you for the next 7 minutes. Well, yeah. How much rest would you need to repeat that same time? 10 minutes?
10 minutes if possible.
Okay.
No, you're not getting 10 minutes, because that's just unacceptable.
We'll take a break and we'll let you know how much they're resting when we're back. All right, and we're back. This is Bryn doing some running intervals, but we gave 9 minutes of rest. So Travis said never 10. I actually think this was realistic. Both of them during the rest period
We said 1-to-1, which, if you're looking at the times,
that's like 1 to 1.2 work to rest. Yeah. So this workout, they anticipated it not being as hard as it actually was. Some of the things that came out in the rest period when I was talking to them were that the box jumps were surprisingly challenging. They didn't think that going from kipping handstand push-ups into the box jump overs would be challenging, but they think that both the rebounding was a big challenge and just the heart rate increase and the pump following was also more difficult than they anticipated, and it followed. So if you're doing this session as part of the program, or if you're just doing the session as you do it, maybe that's something that you can be prepared for. And now we're in set number 3, and here is the Wad Slayer.
Who do you think is going to win?
This question is brought to you by the Wad Slayer, Travis Mayer. I'm going to say Brandy's going to take the victory here. What about you?
Come on. Yeah, of course. She's my employee.
All right, fine. Then I'll take Mia.
She's your employee. You should have taken her.
Well,
You hear that, Mia? If you go back and listen to this, he has no faith.
all right, so Mia's hands or wall walks were a little bit faster, but again, there's no real separation there. They're going to get on the rower at exact same time. It's really just going to come down to the push-ups. Training focuses, I guess, for the rest of the movements in here would be transitioning in and out of the rower. This part of the workout's not necessarily going to be a win or loss type workout, so you'd probably be trying to hold your like maximum sustainable pace on this. You're not necessarily trying to redline and go through it like it was one round for time. You think, okay, I'm going to pick a pace on this 500, sustain it the whole way, work on my positions, my technique, my stroke rate, my breathing, not necessarily get any extra wasted energy at this point in the workout, because when this comes up, trying to separate here, if you put in a bunch of extra effort, let's say they rode at a 150 and saved 10 seconds, they're going to lose well more than that on the other portions of the movement. So wall walks, just focus on your technique and speed, technical on the row. Then it's kipping handstand push-ups for most competitors. I'd say that's an unbroken target. The box jumps, I'd say, if you're competing at an elite level with only 20 reps, I'd say rebounding would be the goal there. Travis is shaking his head in agreement there, but these are two elite athletes. They were both on a games team, but I'd say that, you know, for whatever reason, if it's just the movement combo or the training day or the fact that Travis was making fun of him and distracting him, any of those variables maybe could have affected box jumps. But I'd say from a training standpoint, if you can rebound that, I would. If not, then a fast step over technique. And then really the workout is pressing endurance. Like this portion of the workout or this portion of this day's training is really focused on pressing endurance. What do we got going on over here? Oh, look at this shot. Look at this world-class photo shoot through the rings and the zoom out. Oh, this is world-class footage you guys got right here. Come on, Travis.
I'm not gonna lie, you freaked me out.
Why?
I wasn't expecting
All right, I got to give you the mic, man.
All right, and we're back. And we have Brandi hopping off the rower a little earlier. And then now they're both taking a breather right before the good old handstand push-up. The biggest thing here is just trying to keep a fast cadence. I think Brandi kind of maintains a consistent speed all the way throughout, where Mia has a slight pause almost on each of them once she starts to get fatigued. And I think I try to go almost all the way to, not failure, but you're going pretty close. Before I ever start adding pauses, it just starts to blow up the shoulders way more. So if you can just grind through and fight out 4 more reps with a faster speed, it's definitely going to get you off the wall a lot quicker.
Yeah, so if you can't do 20 unbroken, I would say do 10 fast kipping reps and kick down would be better than trying to do 20 unbroken with the pauses overhead. But both of them were unbroken there for all the sets. Now it really just comes down to box jump and the push-ups. Total time, they started at 26, right? We gave them 9 minutes of rest. So they're coming up on the 4-minute mark. That means they're going to finish about this early portion of the workout, the wall walk, row, kipping handstand push-up, box jump. They're going to finish that work in about the same amount of time in every set. So it really just comes down to push-up endurance. They got off in the last set right around 4:15 in the set. Then it took them 2:45 to do the 40 push-ups. You were right. It was almost 3 minutes in the last set. You got under or over 3 minutes on this for this set.
Just over.
Just over 3 minutes? All right, so Brandi has until 3:12 to do them, and Mia until 3:15. Or, yeah, 33:15.
Brandi just did 3 and took a break.
Yeah, Brandi just did a set of 3, took a break, another set of 3. I didn't see what Mia's set sizes are.
I think she's trying to hold bigger sets.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sets of 4. So that's what's going to be, at this point in the workout, it's probably going to be 10 sets of 4. I would say 4 sets of 10 would be a male athlete in a competitive setting, might be a target to go after, or maybe 5 sets of 8. Trying to keep.
I think for me, even personally, it would almost be less. Like for me, I do better at
10 sets of 4?
Yeah, like smaller sets and just keep this speed up. Because as soon as I get to a certain point of failure, then it just blows up and I can't do much else past that point.
Yeah, the other thing too, as you're doing this type of a workout, you really try to figure out how to maintain some sense of a standard. This movement is just very hard for an open to create a standard in the first place. But if you allow your kind of hips to sag and you're pressing your upper body up and then piking,
You do a worm.
yeah, I mean, that type of worm strategy is kind of what people do on burpees, and I think it's kind of people's normal pressing pattern. But if you're trying to train push-ups in their most strict form, you'd want to create a more of a posterior tilt, so like really flexing your butt and keeping that hollow position and then pressing. But when you're doing reps for high volume like this under fatigue and you're trying to accumulate them, just like any movement, some of the technique starts to break down and you're trying to figure out how to compensate to get the reps done. So a little bit of a different just training strategy when you're training for CrossFit-based Metcons versus training for like optimal gymnastics positions. You know all about that, don't you, Trav?
I know a lot about that. We do a lot of that.
All right, man, what else? So we had until 33:15 for them to finish their set. What do you think about your prediction?
I think I'm going to be pretty close because we're down to singles. So based off watching both of their positions and the noises they're making right now, that I'm going to say I'm probably going to be right.
Do you think we should change your nickname to the Green Machine because of your shirt?
No?
Think about it. Really think about it.
The Green Machine? That to be my name for what instead of...
Travis Mayer, the Green Machine Wad Slayer.
Love it. Love it.
Would you rather have Green Machine or Pasty Warrior?
Pasty Warrior.
Would you rather have steak or chicken?
Steak.
Blue or green?
Blue.
Have you ever thought about tanning?
Have you ever thought about tanning?
No.
Do you get insecure when you make people blind when they look at your skin in the sun?
No. It's an advantage I have.
All right. We got to be serious. Back to the workout. Oh, Mia finished 33 minutes, so that means you lost and 33:02. So that last set started at 26. That means they were 7:02 and 7:08. 7:02 there. Yeah.
That would be right.
Yeah, 26.
Mia, what time did you finish?
56. So 6:56. All right, so based on, this is even better. So based on looking at these results, it looks like the first set is going to be a little bit faster. And then if you extend your rest time, so what they did is they went 6 minutes and then about 4 minutes of rest. If you're looking for sustainable paces, we're actually probably better off taking this rest time closer to 10 because they were able to sustain their paces going on a 9-minute rest break here. So if you're doing this workout, it might be better to make sure that your rest break here is at least 1-to-1. So if you're 6 minutes, rest at least 6 minutes. If you're 8 minutes, rest at least 8 minutes, and try to set a target for being sustainable from set to set. Anything else, any wisdom you want to share with the good people of YouTube?
Hey,
Good luck.
do you ever go to grab a marshmallow and it's just your leg?
No.
I interview these people. Here.
You got 5 minutes.
All right, Brandy, let's have a discussion. What are your thoughts?
I can barely raise my arms.
How do you feel about your performance?
I feel good about my performance.
What was the limiter?
The push-ups.
Clearly what we all talked about.
Yeah.
Any advice for the people at home doing this?
I don't know. Don't row fast. I mean,
Don't do it.
It's not won or lost on the rower. Sprint your wall walks and then just chip away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from Brady McGoldrick. That's right, we'll finish.
Okay.
Mia, I'm surprised you actually came through and won at the very end. I had my money on Brandy, but that's okay. Congratulations. What's your advice for the people at home?
Find yourself a training partner like Brandy. I mean, it's just hard. The push-ups are obviously the slowest part, but everything else was really hard too. Like the box jumps I thought were really tough. Just be ready for it to hurt.
Is there a reason you didn't do lateral box jump overs?
I couldn't pick my legs up. I don't know if it was the combo from the kipping handstand push-ups into it. Usually I can bound fairly well, but I couldn't bound at all today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to see your attempt at bounding, and we want to see it. Tag us. Hashtag TTT RX path.
It's new show, it's new show. Why is it called new show? Nobody knows, it's new show.